1961 was magic, a year of sock hops, soul grooves, and radio gold. But not every hit lived on. Let's unearth 12 unforgettable R&B gems that faded too soon. Number 12. I Don't Wanna Cry by Chuck Jackson.
I don't wanna cry. I don't wanna cry.
You remember the feeling, that raw ache, slow dancing with someone you'd never see again. Chuck Jackson poured his heart into this track, and you felt every syllable. Released on Wand Records, I Don't Wanna Cry cracked the R&B top 5, but somehow got lost in the haze of Motown's rising tide.
But before you smile and walk through,
Jackson wasn't unknown. He had a few charting singles, but this was his undeniable peak. The orchestration tiptoes like heartbreak itself. Strings swell, horns whisper, and then Chuck's voice comes in, smooth but trembling. This wasn't just another doo-wop record. It was cinematic, personal, and if you were young and in love in '61,
no more, no darling, no more.
It probably played during one of your hardest goodbyes. But the British invasion and soul's shift in sound buried this classic deeper than it deserved. Coming up next, a falsetto that broke hearts coast to coast. Number 11. Those Oldies But Goodies Remind Me of You by Little Caesar and the Romans.
Those oldies but goodies.
Nostalgia singing about nostalgia. It doesn't get more meta than this. Little Caesar and the Romans hit a sweet, melancholy nerve with this doo-wop reverie. You already know the first few piano notes, soft as a summer breeze, full of longing. Released in the spring of '61, the song reached number 9 on the Billboard Hot 100. But despite its success, the group never found the same magic again. And just like the vinyl they sang about, their sound became a memory. This wasn't just a hit. It was a musical time capsule. It whispered to listeners, "Remember when?" And decades later, you still do. The lyrics gently mourn the loss of both love and the golden age of rock and roll, which, ironically, was just getting started. Their harmonies echoed down dance halls and school gyms, and if you were slow dancing when this song played, it probably felt like forever. But up next, a silky baritone and a phone call you never wanted to make. Number 10. You're the Reason by Bobby Edwards.
You're the reason I don't sleep.
Country met R&B on a dusty highway in this heartfelt crossover. Bobby Edwards, a crooner with a tear in his voice, gave us one perfect blend of twang and soul. You're the Reason wasn't slick. It was sincere.
You're not losing sleep.
And that made it powerful. It cracked the Hot 100 and took a gentle ride through jukeboxes across America. With simple guitar strums and a walking bass line, Edwards confessed his heartbreak with a whisper instead of a wail. You could almost hear the echo of a diner at midnight, someone fumbling for change to play it one more time.
Strum my guitar, look at the moon, music.
It was the kind of song you didn't expect to break your heart, but then it did. And while Bobby Edwards quietly faded from the charts, this track lingered in people's memories like a secret they only told the night. Coming up, a saxophone riff that felt like first love. Number 9, Bristol Stomp by the Devils. It was the beat that made your shoes move on their own. The Devils took a Philly dance craze and turned it into a national anthem for teens itching to twist, stomp, and sway. Bristol Stomp wasn't just a song, it was an invitation to let loose. The vocals had bite, the saxophone had swagger, and that hand clap beat, pure electricity. For a moment in '61, every dance floor was Bristol. And if you were lucky enough to be at a sock hop that year, chances are you remember this one shaking the gym walls. Sure, the Dovells had other tracks, but none struck gold like this. It was lightning in a bottle. One hit that captured the spirit of the moment and then vanished. Next up, a smoky ballad that made teenagers feel like grown-ups. Number 8, Sweets for My Sweet by the Drifters.
Sweets for my sweets, sugar for my honey.
You might think the Drifters were bigger than a one-hit wonder, and you'd be right. But this sweet lilting gem from their shift in lineup often gets lost in their catalog. Released in 1961, Sweets for My Sweet has that classic Drifters blend, gospel-rooted harmonies, island-tinged rhythms, and lyrics dipped in sugar.
Then I would spend my love your way, and my love.
You can almost feel the boardwalk breeze when this one plays. It's the kind of tune that made you want to find someone's hand to hold, maybe sneak a kiss behind the Ferris wheel. It hit number 16 on the charts and later found a second life with the Searchers in the UK. But in the US, it quietly drifted away. Still, if you hear it today, your shoulders start swaying and you're back under summer lights. But next, a velvet voice and a title that still gives goosebumps. Number 7, Tossin' and Turnin' by Bobby Lewis. Insomnia never sounded so catchy. Bobby Lewis didn't just sing Tossin' and Turnin'. He lived it, with a voice bouncing like the springs in a restless mattress. The track hit number 1 in 1961 and stayed there for 7 whole weeks. It was the song of the summer. Lewis had the energy of Little Richard with the cool of Chuck Berry. But despite the hit, his name never climbed quite as high again. Still, this song became a late-night anthem, especially for teens tangled in their first heartbreak. The horns punch in like alarms, and Bobby practically shouts the hook, pure desperation, set to rhythm. You sang along. You probably still do. Coming up, a whispered love song that made front porches feel like stages. Number 6, Raindrops by D. Clark.
Oh, raindrops, so many rain.
Some songs sound like weather, and D. Clark's Raindrops is one of them. It opens with a thunderclap, literally, and then slides into one of the smoothest, saddest ballads of 1961. Clark's falsetto is haunting, teardrop light, and achingly sincere.
I don't know where she's gone.
The song became a million seller. But despite its success, D. Clark never climbed that high again. His voice deserved more spotlight, but history had other plans. Still, when Raindrops plays, it slows the world down. It reminds you of quiet heartbreaks, of watching the rain slide down windows, wondering if they miss you too. Next up, a pleading vocal that once echoed down city blocks. Number 5, Dedicated to the One I Love by the Shirelles. Okay, yes, the Shirelles weren't one-hit wonders overall, but this version, a 1961 re-recording that's often overlooked, overshadowed by later covers. Still, it's full of that special 61 softness, dreamy harmonies, and a longing that wrapped around your chest. This song was the quiet letter you never sent, the whispered promise you made under a street lamp. It didn't chart as high as other Shirelles hits, but for those who heard it that year, it became personal. a secret anthem, one for the diary pages and broken lockets. Next, a sound that made high school heartbreak feel like a Greek tragedy. Number 4, Blue Moon by the Marcells.
Moon, blue moon, dip, moon, moon, moon.
Bass drop, snap, then a falsetto from heaven. The Marcells took a Rodgers and Hart ballad from the 30s and turned it into doo-wop rocket fuel. Blue Moon was zany, heartfelt, and infectious. It hit number 1.
The only one mom would ever.
Fun, and yet, the Marcells never found another moment quite like it. But what a moment it was. You remember where you were when that voice dropped that opening bomp baba bomp. It turned every dull afternoon into a dance break. The track became a time machine, and even now, it gets your heart moving. And now, the final 3, the ones even time couldn't erase. Before we hit the top 3, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell if this trip down memory lane stirred something in you. There's plenty more soul where this came from. Let's keep these classics alive. Number 3, Babysitting Boogie by Buzz Clifford. You'd think a song with baby gurgles couldn't swing, but Buzz Clifford pulled off the impossible. Babysitting Boogie was weird, fun, and catchy in the most unexpected way. It hit number 6 on the Billboard charts, blurring the line between novelty track and genuine rhythm and blues bop.
He rocks back and forth in his little seat. He claps both his hands.
Buzz had that playful charm, his voice grinning between every line. The production was sharp, the rhythm groovy, and yes, the baby noises somehow worked. It played on every transistor radio that spring, especially at backyard BBQs and youth dance clubs. But after that spark of quirky genius, Buzz faded from the charts, leaving behind this oddball gem that still makes you smile.
Oh man, I like that.
He strolls in his stroller with the red.
If you ever danced with a goofy grin on your face in 1961, this might have been the song. Coming up, a gospel-rooted cry that felt like a prayer on vinyl. 2, I Know You Don't Love Me No More by Barbara George.
I know, you don't love me no more.
Barbara George was just 19 when she wrote and recorded I Know. And yet, it carries the soul of someone who'd already lived through storms. Released on the AFO label out of New Orleans, the track is gospel at its root, blues at its soul, and R&B in its bones.
Ain't no use in me crying now.
You can feel the ache in every breath. Barbara doesn't belt, she glides, she pleads. Her voice has that rare honesty, the kind that slips under your skin and lingers. It soared to number 1 on the R&B chart and crossed over to the Pop Top 5. And then, silence. Lightning didn't strike twice, but once was enough to make history. When this song played, radios became confession booths. You didn't just hear Barbara, you were her. And now, the forgotten R&B one-hit wonder that outshined them all. Number 1, A Little Bit of Soap by the Jarmels.
Away, my.
It opens with a promise, soft, clean harmonies that wash over you. Then the lead vocal steps in, sweet but edged with hurt. A Little Bit of Soap by the Jarmels was everything early 60s R&B aimed to be. Romantic, wounded, simple, but universal. Released on Laurie Records, the song broke into the top 20 and became an anthem for heartbreak that couldn't be scrubbed away. The metaphor is almost too perfect. No matter what you try, love leaves a mark. The Jarmels had style. They had charm. They had one perfect hit. And then, nothing. But if you were lucky enough to slow dance to this at a basement party or hold someone tight in the back seat of your dad's Buick, then, you know, this wasn't just a one-hit wonder. It was a memory, etched in melody. And there it is, 12 forgotten R&B one-hit wonders from 1961 that took us back to cafeteria jukeboxes, creaky gym floors, and porch light promises. Which one hit your heart hardest? Drop a comment and let us know. Next time, we're rewinding even deeper. 12 R&B songs from 1964 we'll never forget, overlooked soul anthems. And your fortune cookie moment? The songs you forget are the ones that remember you.